Hi Vibrant Souls, welcome or welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is Vibrant Soul Tarot and I'm super excited that you are joining me today. So today's pick a card reading is a you and them reading. So what we're just essentially doing is we're looking at the overall energies of you and them and the energy of the connection and the energy between you. So it is a juicy one. We are going to have a lot to cover. We have all of that already. And then after, we're going to be looking at the channeled messages from them too. So, and then at the very end, if you saved a little room for dessert, we're going to be doing the advice part for you too. So feel free to stick around for that. It's going to be a probably on the longer side. So I hope you guys are comfortable. Hope you guys are ready for a big juicy fat reading. If you are not ready, you can save the video, come back to it when you are able to finish it, or just come back to it later, whatever works best for you. So with that being said, let's not waste any more time and let's just jump right in. So today we have these 3 piles to choose from. We're going to start with pile number 1. Pile number 1 we have right here, we have the Age of Aquarius deck. And on top of that, we have this amethyst. That is for pile number 1. For pile number 2, we have the Secrets of the Ancestors deck. And on top of that one, we have this green onyx. Then last but not least, for pile number 3, we have the Energy Oracle. And on top of that, we have this celestite cluster here. Which I think if you turn it this way, it kind of looks like a heart, does it not? I think so. So that is the stone and deck for pile number 3. Please take your time in choosing your pile. If you do need more time, that's fine. You can pause the video here, take as much time as you need. When you do have your pile selected, I will post the timestamps for each one in the description box below for your convenience, as always, along with any other additional information, such as the channeled songs that are connected to each reading, kind of just like an additional message. If you're wondering the names of any of the decks that are being used, that is in the description box as well. Basically, if you have any questions, just check the description box first, and then feel free to comment it if you don't see your question answered. I will try my best to get back to it as soon as I can in a timely manner. If you feel drawn to multiple piles, that's okay and sometimes normal. You can check them out. Maybe also too, you can come back to this reading in a different time and feel drawn to a completely different pile altogether because the energy has changed, you know? So it just depends on your situation, but all in all, just trust yourself, trust your intuition, and there's no harm in checking it out too. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes we pick a pile and we feel like it's not resonating, and then we pick another pile and we're like, whoa, there it is. So no harm done. It's not that big of a deal. And just follow where you feel led. Also, not necessarily for this one, since we are reading your energy and we are reading their energy too, but usually if you are someone who watches my other readings, like their thoughts and feelings, and you feel drawn to a pile and you're watching it and you just can't help but think that this is your energy, that these are your feelings, that you're not watching a reading on them, you're watching a reading on you, I would definitely say if that's how you feel, then that's probably what it is. That is something that is possible, and there may be a reason why you are watching a reading on your own feelings too. That could be for understanding, for validation, or maybe just to get a different perspective, kind of like in a journaling sense too. So that's up to you. Also, if you think about each collective pile, each one is a different collective energy. So if your person is in there, then you are most likely in there too. So if you pick one of these readings and you're not in you, but you're in them, I would advise to potentially check out another one, and you may see that you are in the you pile. And you'll see what I'm talking about when you pick your pile. Like there will be a side that represents you and a side that represents them. And you should hopefully be seeing yourself in the you. So just a little piece of info, a little piece of advice. I don't know, maybe someone needed to hear it for future readings and stuff like that. But anyways, thank you guys for being here, and I can't wait to see you guys at your reading. So I will see you there. Bye. Hi, Pile 1. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the Amethyst Crystal or if you chose the Age of Aquarius Tarot, welcome to your pile. So today we are doing a you versus them. What the heck is going on and what's going on between you and all that kind of stuff. We're even going to be getting some channeled messages from the person on your mind as well directly after, so we can see what's going on inside their mind a bit. Hopefully this is meant to bring you some clarity and some insight. So I am glad that you're here. I don't know if I said that already, but if I did, then I just mean it twice, okay? So let me just quickly explain what we have on the table before we jump straight into it, just so you are in the loop and you know what's going on here. So we have this side right here. This is going to represent your overall energy towards the connection and towards them and what's going on with you. This side is going to represent their overall energy and their overall energy towards the connection and what's going on with them. And then the energy in the middle is going to just be the overall energy of the connection and represent the energy between you guys. Okay? Okay. Oh, another thing that I want to say quickly too is that if you don't resonate with your side, but you resonate with their side, you can stick around. Although if you feel like checking out another pile to see if you are in the you section, I would do that because most likely you are. And another thing is, if you don't resonate with this at all, then it just means it's not your pile, okay? And as always, take what resonates. It is a general reading, so take what resonates for you. If there's something that doesn't resonate for you, it's probably just for somebody else, and that's okay, right? And I think that's it. So let's get into it. Let's see what we have here. So we're going to start with you. So the first card that we have representing you guys is the Event Horizon. And this is a black hole, actually. Interesting. The next card we have is the High Priestess, the number 2, with intuition and knowingness. We have change. And we have the Child, another moon here. Well, actually, I'm already drawn to the fact that this goddess has the moon in her hand. Like, that's very High Priestess of her, actually, because that's her superpower, is her wisdom and her intuition. And it's the same crescent moon in the back of this child here. So already seeing some synchronicities that we're going to talk about. Actually, too, I wanted to say, before we even started, before I even hit record, I was already like getting a whole bunch of like information and a bunch of downloads. So be prepared. If I tend to talk really fast, I'm sorry, I don't mean to. If you feel called to as well, to get like a notebook or grab something, like pause and grab something that you can quickly like jot down the information that stands out to you, because sometimes it is a lot of information at once and I don't expect you to memorize it or anything like that. And sometimes even when the videos end, you could be like, okay, what just happened? I just got like an influx of information. I got bombarded. What do I do? So writing certain things down could be very helpful if that is you, if you relate to that, okay? Okay, so now we're going to look at their overall energy. So they got 2 tarot cards, which I felt called to keep. So it may look a little different. I'll try to get it in where we can fit it in, if you know what I mean. That wasn't a sexual reference, guys. Okay, get your mind out of the gutter. So the first card we have for them is the 7 of Swords. The next card we have is the 5 of Cups. Ooh, and I'm really drawn to the word obsession right there too. Obsession and deep remorse standing out on this. And these kind of look connected, don't they? They kind of look like it's almost the same sky, just maybe taken at different angles. Interesting. I love the visuals on these decks and stuff. Can really help with one's intuition too. Okay, the next card we have for them is the Patriarch with Unapologetic, and this is the number 4. So this is representing the Emperor in the tarot deck. The next card we have is the Audacity. And the final card we have is Endurance. Okay. Interesting. See, I'm already getting downloads from them and I want to say it, but I also want to like wait till we're talking about it. So the energy between you guys and the energy of the overall connection, we are starting off with the Magician and the Mirror reversed. And we are ending with the Angel of Love reversed. I can kind of see with these cards here, I can definitely see why this is the energy between you. I want to say the Magician and the Mirror reversed can be the feelings of kind of like a missed opportunity, but also kind of feeling powerless, like feeling like there was so much potential, or there is so much potential in this situation, but not really knowing what to do with that. If there is anything, am I fooling myself? It kind of feels like this is a situation that can knock somebody off of their throne a little bit on both sides. Not saying that that's ever like really true, but it can make you question things, you know, like question your own intuition, question if you can make the right choices, like that kind of thing, because the Magician in the Mirror is about our personal power as well. And it can also be about our skills and our manifestations, just kind of like the regular Magician energy, if you will. But for this case scenario, it does feel, yeah, it does feel like there's a mutual feeling of missed opportunity here. Not necessarily that like you're to blame, or maybe even specifically them to blame, although there I can see we're going to talk about that too. I can see that there may be some things to blame as well, but just kind of like questioning, or that like feeling of like missing out, if that makes sense. And the Angel of Love in reverse can definitely represent a separation, or feeling a disconnect between two people. And also, it can also represent a sense of longing too. And I do think that this is mutual as well, like because we have the Five of Cups in their energy too. It feels like there is kind of a sense of longing and maybe wanting to do something, but not quite knowing if you should or how to do that, if that makes sense. Like it kind of, there's a lot of questions in this energy between you two, and questions, I think too, just about the situation in general, you know, and questions that brings me to you, okay, because you have a lot of spiritual energy here, to say the least. You have the High Priestess, which makes me think that you guys are naturally very intuitive. You do have a sense of inner knowing, and it's definitely coming through when it comes to your perception of this person. Now, for those of you that may feel like you're disconnected from this, like if this situation itself makes you feel sometimes like you don't know, or that you aren't connected to your intuition, I would tell you right now that's not true. But I would say to potentially ask yourself, if it's not that you're disconnected and you're not in that knowing, or you don't know what it is, it's more like, are you fearful of what the truth could actually be? If there's something to accept, or if there's something to really know, that you know, that you do know, but like it would suck, or something to face. Like there could be that energy within that. So it's not that you're disconnected, it's that, is there something that you're not ready to face with this situation? Is there something that you know already, but you're not really ready to accept? You get it. So it doesn't mean that you're not connected or you're not intuitive. It's just the struggles that come with situations, and it's the struggles that come with relationships and strong feelings, and having things happen, because I do think that the event horizon is definitely a very important time for you. It feels like it's represented as shadow work and inner illumination, but the thing standing out to me the most is this black hole, which does represent, I think, feelings of with a black hole coming through, a star has to die. And so that may sound very morbid. To me, this means that you're kind of going through this deep inner healing, and it feels like it's inevitable. Anything surrounding a black hole potentially has no escape, right? Everything, including the light, it gets sucked in. This could also represent your subconscious, because with the child here, you're doing some definite inner child healing in regards to this situation. And with the change card here, with the cycles as well, You may be faced with things from the past coming up for you, whether that's past traumas, issues, or things kind of embedded in your subconscious that are currently coming to light right now. And with that being said, I think that you should be very proud of yourself for how far you've come, because with this spiral, it represents you facing something and making a different choice. Like, you are somebody who is definitely adapting to this situation. You're not letting it completely consume you, even though the black hole may sometimes feel like it is. And you're somebody who is definitely facing your own spiritual growth. And I mean that in the best sense, as in you are growing, you are evolving. And it feels like, you know, it's not always easy, but the time spent within yourself is definitely time spent and not wasted, because there's just, it's like you're taking any type of conflict, any type of negativity, and you are going within and you're asking yourself, well, why? Like, why is this showing up in my reality? What can I do to change this? Like, what can I do to accept this? It feels like you are asking all of the right questions, and it feels like you are facing this, and I think the change is a great energy to embrace too, because it's showing that you're coming through as adaptable. It's showing that you're coming through as wanting change, but also you're not so rigid on what that exactly is. Like, I do think that there's an energy of you opening up to the universe at this time and saying, you know what, I gotta surrender. I gotta kind of just see what it is. Like, you're acknowledging your ego mind, and you're saying, like, I know what I want, and I know, you know, what I wanted the outcome to be, or I want this outcome to be. But I also, you know, am connected to a deeper sense of saying, well, that may not be what it is. And so I have to stay in the flow. I have to stay open to this, and I have to learn how to adapt. And that's something that your spirit team is definitely very proud of you for, because I think that that's a life lesson that you are here in this life to learn, because it's helping you with your current future, and, you know, just embracing life in general, embracing life's challenges in general. Like, it's something that we all face as well, but it's something that's very important for you to master in this life. And it's showing that you're going to evolve at a rapid rate, which means that there's going to be rapid changes, which is cool. It's a good thing. Change is a good thing. Especially if you're not happy with whatever's going on right now. Change is good, right? We'll come back to you. Oh, okay, spirits, like, actually no, because when this card fell out, I didn't even look at it. And when this card flew out, I was hearing this, like, little song, and it literally goes like, give a little time for the child within you, don't be afraid to be young and free. And then so when we when we looked at it and it was the child, I was like, oh, I told you there was already so many synchronicities and, like, things coming through for you as well. So if you're in that energy too of giving yourself time for your inner child, like, whether that's just time to be free, to play, to create, to do the things you want to do, that's something that is definitely aligned, even if it's resting. And it could also be, the majority of you is just flat out not judging yourself for the things that you want, not judging yourself for what's going on in your life, and not, and most importantly, not internalizing other people's behaviors and other people's actions and making it a you problem or a worth problem. That's definitely not true. That's an illusion, and that seems to be what your inner child used to do when things didn't go their way, or they were hurt or anything like that. They tended to look at themselves and say, oh my gosh, this person doesn't like me, or this happened, or I got scolded, or I got in trouble because there's something wrong with me. And I think that one of the profound healings that is happening with you and your inner child is definitely, you're saying, it's not me anymore. I'm fine. Like, I'm perfect the way I am. I did all I can do. I am amazing. It's definitely a them problem. But don't worry, because those feelings that come up of like that it being a you problem is the healing. Like that's the wound, that's the tender point, that's the soft spot. And so all you're really doing is feeling those too, and kind of redirecting that energy and just loving yourself a little bit more and being a little bit kinder to yourself and redirecting that and reminding yourself that it's not you, okay? It's not. You know, we could all say like, oh, we could have did this or could have did that, it could have been better. But at the end of the day, with this energy, I don't feel like you are totally to blame. I feel like there's a lot of karmic energy that you are shifting through, that you are moving through. And I want to also commend you, because it's not the easiest. The journey of the High Priestess can sometimes be a lonely one as well, but it is a very rewarding one. And it is one where you learn a lot about yourself. And with that wisdom, again, you're able to maneuver through life a little bit easier than other people, because you're not stuck holding on. You're wiser, you're adaptable, all of these things we've kind of been talking about as well. So give yourself a pat on the back, because I am actually really proud of this energy. This energy pile one is like the things that I talk about in most readings of like, it's like the advice of like, remember to be like this, remember to do this, remember to do this. It feels like you're doing this, and it feels like you're doing a great job. Even if you feel stuck, even if you feel like you're not doing a good job, that's okay. That does not mean that that's true. So geez, that was a lot on you. So let's move to them. I feel like I've kind of wanted to avoid this energy. Oh, and this is probably what you came for, right? Okay, so let's talk about it. So we have the Seven of Swords, the Five of Cups, the unapologetic patriarch, the audacity, and the endurance. I would say I do feel like this person still is maneuvering from the ego mind a lot of the time. And I don't think that this person shows a lot of what's going on inside on the outside. A lot of the time when the Emperor comes through, it's a very stern energy. It even comes through as unapologetic here. And so this person could be coming through as that, as like somebody who does what they do. Oh, well, too bad, so sad. You know, it could be very hurtful from another person's perspective, but to them, it's a defense mechanism. It's something that they have learned to show, because showing their weakness or their soft sides is painful to them. It exposes them in ways that make their inner self scream, danger, danger, there's something wrong here, okay? And with that being said, I think that the Seven of Swords, this could represent, so depending on your situation, this could represent some shady behavior. This could represent this person hiding things from you. But the fact that these cards came out together, regardless of what has happened between you and this person, it feels like they're hiding their feelings. It feels like they're not showing up at face value as authentic as they actually truly are. It does feel like they do hide some certain things. And it also is coming through as a little bit of an avoidance with the audacity here. Now, normally the audacity just means like if there's anything that is not on your level, like if there's anything that's pushing your buttons, it's like the audacity means I'm not dealing with that. I'm not doing that. But in this case, with this energy, it almost feels like this person has a little bit of audacity to them, but it kind of feels like it's coming through as too much to handle. So they just say it is what it is, you know? And if this is also in regards to like facing some sort of repercussions or acknowledging some sort of behaviors and things like that, that's something that I don't think that this person at this current time is in the correct energy to do. And I also want to point out with this person as well, with the endurance and the Five of Cups, there are feelings of sadness. There are feelings of loss here. And it is something that is tough. It is tough for this person to endure. But it kind of feels like they're in this kind of prideful energy I guess it would be the best way to say it. that they are just going to walk through the fire, keep going as long as they can. Like, it is taking a lot of strength, and it is something that isn't easy. No, even though on the outside it may show that they just don't care at all. It's something that they are pushing through, and that kind of feels like something on both ends too. It kind of feels like there is some resistance here on both ends of, like, you know what you should do, you know what you need to do. This person knows what they feel like they want to do, and it's probably what they should do as well. And it kind of feels like on both sides there's a bit of resistance here. So it's just coming at different angles, at different levels. Like, I think yours is coming from a place of wisdom, and theirs is coming from a place of ego. And I'm not saying that this person's like the devil or they're bad and blah, blah, blah. It's the energy that they're operating in right now. And it kind of feels like they're operating from a wounded place. A place of needing to protect myself, protect my ego. And yeah, I was going to say something about the patriarch too. Spirit, what else can we say? Oh, there's conflict on this card as well, which could represent this person being in a very defensive energy too. And so it kind of just feels like, for whatever reason, this person's not in the energy to open up. And it could also be a form of self-sabotage too. Like, it could be something that they may end up really regretting, even though there is already a sense of regret here and a sense of loss. Yeah. And I feel like at the end of the day, this person, why do I keep saying that at the end of the day? I don't know if I say that normally. Maybe just some of you say that? I don't know. Anyways, it just feels like this person is only kind of worried about their happiness right now, their mental health, and it could come off as a little selfish, is what I'm hearing too. But there's also feelings of I'm hearing from Spirit that this person gets pulled in multiple directions by themselves as well. And so with that, it kind of feels like they take the easy way out, and the easy way out is to just not do anything or to avoid. So that's kind of what's going on with them. Although we're seeing here too, it's not like it's the easiest thing. It's just the comfort zone thing. It's not like, it kind of, if now I can't talk, so sorry. It's like, none of it is easy per se, you know? It's like there's a comfort zone, and then there would be the other road, which is getting out of that, dealing with this, facing this, potentially, you know, bruise to the ego, damage to the ego. And I think that this person is just not in that energy right now for that. You know, as I was kind of struggling with my words already, like when I kind of shifted to this energy. And so this person could struggle with their words, especially when it comes to their feelings, and especially when it comes to being vulnerable as well. So on that note, on here, we even have the Seven of Swords. We have egotistical as a word here as well, and deceit. This person could deceive themselves as well. And so it kind of makes sense if they're not showing up authentically or being 100% honest with you, or even if that's we're being 100% honest with you. Like, I definitely think that this person is hiding things, and I don't mean that just in the sense of like, oh, they could be just only hiding other people. I think they're hiding their true feelings, their true self as well. Because unlike this energy, the difference is this energy is going within, like your energy, like it's going within. It's looking at this as like a lesson kind of point of view, or a higher perspective. And this one, their energy is more on the defense, protecting their ego. I want to get some channeled messages from them to you. I know that's what we said we're going to do, but I actually really want to do that already. Oh, we already got, okay. right when I opened it, this flew out. Okay, it says, I'm immature and selfish. All I ever see is myself. That's funny because weren't we just saying this, that this person is showing up, could be a little bit selfish at times? I'm going to put this on your side just because we're going to go this way. Or should we do, yeah, no, we're going to do that. Bottom of the deck here, we have We Are Twin Flames. So this could be a very intense, and I can see that maybe on your side too, like this kind of like awakening. And even if when I say awakening, like you could already be somebody who's technically like spiritually awake, but we are people that go through constant awakenings, and that's that spiral as well too. That's what I was kind of referring to in your energy of this spiral, is that it's different awakenings, and it could be for the same things, but just different, whether it's the same person, different things, or just different events in our life that trigger certain wounds. You know, it's like you started here, right? And then now you're here. So it feels like you're still facing the same thing, but you are somebody who has more depth. You're much more evolved. You're making different choices. You know, that's the beauty of this spiral. Okay, what are some more channeled messages from this person to pile 1, please? Oh, yeah, and then at the end, we're going to be getting some advice for you as well, too, pile 1. So feel free to stick around to that if you would like. I am lost in you. This feels like this has a deeper message than just this sentence, just these words. This feels like there's things within on both sides that are being found. This card, I believe, even talks about that as well. Inner illumination. Yeah, we were just talking about that, like illuminating certain parts, and it feels like this is something very deep to you. So it could be very triggering as well, and honor that experience and the fact that you are growing and stuff. And I don't mean like honor it as in like you deserve it and that just, oh, everything's okay. No, like I mean honor this as in like you're doing what you're meant to be doing when it comes to this energy. Like you're taking this and you're doing all of the right things to work with this, to heal this, to transmute this. This situation does feel very karmic aligned, as in like it would trigger some inner healing for sure. It would trigger some inner awakenings as well. And I think that this person, it's coming for them, their day of reckoning for this is coming a little bit later. I want to be honest, and I feel like your energy is a little bit more advanced just because of how connected you are to your intuition, because you may look at things differently, and because you may be open to all different sides and not so rigid, you know what I'm saying? Or not just only trying to protect your ego. You could be somebody who's gone through multiple ego deaths, and this could have caused another one for you as well with this black hole energy too. But what I'm saying is that I think that you may pick up on this a bit quicker, and I do think that it's meant to be that way as well. And theirs will come a little later. Okay, channeled messages from this person towards my pile 1, please, and thank you, Spirit. I'm torn between you and someone else. Love triangle. So yeah, that could be the 7 of Swords energy for a lot of you as well too. This person they are kind of hiding things. They could be dealing with other people. And with the 5 of Cups, like regardless of that, they definitely feel the loss of you. They don't want to lose you, and that's not something that they wanted, but that could also be one of the reasons why they're not fully like acting out on this, and they are hiding, you know, their true feelings and their true self, or they're being more reserved, is because they probably know that that's not what they should do, or maybe they know that they're in the wrong in some sense, and that wouldn't be fair to you, you know, to do that. Although they may have already kind of sank that ship, you know, about the not being fair to you. Just depending on your guys' situation and the severity, because I am picking up on like different severities of the emotions. Like for you guys, on you guys, I'm picking up there's a lot of anger, or like maybe even some suppressed anger, and I would say tap into that too, because when I kind of tap into it a little bit as I'm channeling it, it feels really good. It feels like a release. Remember that there's nothing wrong with your anger. Your anger is sacred as well, and it's there for a reason too. So it's usually because there's hurt underneath that as well. And also, I like to think about sacred anger as like when you think about the gods, like the story of the gods, you know, like they accept themselves and their anger and all of that. And it's, just know your feelings are valid, okay? That's all I'm going to say on that. So we have you're too clingy. I need space in a relationship. Oh, there's that avoidance energy here too, coming through as well. And you know what? I think that this person, it's so funny because energies like this, it's never like 100% black or white. Like that, what they could be like, oh, this person's too clingy, or maybe this is like past energy, like maybe they got kind of scared by the intensity, especially because we saw that like mirroring energy too, like that we were reading into like karmic twin flame, whatever you want to call it. It's not always black and white, like it goes back and forth. So like one day they're probably like, oh, this is too much, I can't take it. Like that's that like avoidance being triggered. And then like when you completely like pull away or walk away, they're like, but wait, no, you know, it's like, ugh. I understand. It's frustrating on both ends. It really is. It says, I hate how much we've been fighting, so I would rather not talk. I'm sensing a bit of avoidance in that too. I think we were talking about that in their energy of like not facing accountability right now for something, or not owning up to something. So they'd rather just not do anything. Some of these, I think, I want to say we've kind of like worded these almost exactly. Okay, I wasn't really planning on how much to get, but we have a lot of space. I'm going to get one more up here, and then I actually have another channeled message deck that we're going to use as well. And there it is. I'm emotionally unavailable. Definitely, definitely. And you know, this energy here, I can definitely see how it triggers the healing within you. Okay, so there's nothing to be ashamed of or anything like that. It's like, how are you supposed to know, you know, especially if someone is hot and cold sometimes, or it starts off one way, you know. But this definitely feels like that tell story of somebody who feels things but also is emotionally available. Because being emotionally unavailable doesn't mean that you don't feel. It doesn't mean anything like that. It just means that you're not able to show up and be you know, emotionally vulnerable in a situation. And so it does make the other person feel a lot of things, especially my high priestess energy that I'm getting on your side. You pick up on a lot of things that are probably unsaid, right? You pick up on feelings, unsaid things and stuff, and you may even question yourself, would be like, well, no, maybe I'm just tripping, or maybe I'm just being crazy. No, you feel it, and Spirit's coming through to say, like, you know what it is. Even if it's unsaid, you know. And then look, we have I'm hiding a secret from you, negative, which is the 7 of Swords. And then underneath that, we have you ruined me by exposing me to a heaven with you. So it's like they're feeling these things with you, knowing that they're not in the right energy for that. And so it may be best, I'm going to be honest, guys, this person does not seem like they are good for you. It may be best that they do stay away. It just feels like, and you know this too, and I think that was that energy of like, you know what it is already, but sometimes it just sucks, and sometimes we just don't want to accept certain things. At least and that's okay, that's a part of the process too. I've done that so many times as well, where I'm like, I'm not ready to accept something, and maybe for some of you are, you know, and maybe I'm talking to like a small few, but it's like, I've been there where I'm like, I'm not ready to accept something until I am, and then all of a sudden, boom, I've accepted it. It is what it is, you know? But this person's energy is just not relationship material. I'm going to be quite honest. I don't like this for you. And I'm not saying, again, this is a bad person. I'm not saying that this person, you know, deserves like the worst in the world. No. Like, we're all humans and we make mistakes and stuff. And I don't know everything about this person's life and stuff like that. But I'm talking about in a sense of being a reader for you. This doesn't seem like somebody that if you were my friend, if you were my best friend, I would say, I don't want this. I don't like the way this person shows up for you. I don't like the way this person treats you, and I want better for you. Okay, any more channel messages from this person? You make me nervous. That could also be some fears tied into there. We have stay with me forever, which kind of makes me think too of like, I still don't want you, regardless of like everything that goes on or everything that I've done or everything that's happening or maybe things that this person's not doing. I still want you to want me. I still want you to stay with me. I still want you to be with me. I still want to be able to have you. Again, that is kind of selfish. I couldn't handle the connection, so I ran. Ooh, that's confirmation as well, like the intensity of this. It did kind of trigger this person in ways. And then I have one that fell, and we'll grab that right now. This one's coming out again, which is unblock me right now. Then we have I'm starting to fall for you, which kind of makes me think, I'm going to be honest, intuitively I'm picking up on this one of like this person, and it doesn't have to be just directly like fall for you. I'm picking up like this person starting to realize things, or things are going to happen with this person emotionally later. Like again, like I'm starting, that kind of feels like, oh, it's a little too late or something like that. Like that's what I'm picking up on, of like when this person is starting to get it, when it's starting to click, when they're starting to see, it's later, which for you could be too late, you know? Yeah, this is intense energy channeling. It kind of feels exhausting. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I kind of feel tired, but not that I'm like being drained. It just feels like there could be a lot of overthinking coming from this energy too, whether that's coming from both sides or this person or you. It could be a lot of overthinking. And yeah, we're gonna get to your advice right now too. I want to see what the angel cards have to say, and then I have another deck too. But I am hearing from spirit too, like what is it called? The let them, is it the let them theory or let them mindset? I would call it a mindset of like letting people be who they are, be in their world and their reality, in their bubble, showing up the way they want to. And because it's not your responsibility to make anyone do anything, you know what I'm saying? And it releases the control, and it's like a form of surrender on your end of like letting people be showing up as the energy that they're showing up as, and you acting accordingly to that. You don't have to do anything else or be anything else or hold on or anything like that. It's just kind of like in that way it's seeing what needs to be seen in its truest form. Okay, but let's see what the cards have to say. I'm hearing lots of random songs. There was a song, oh, I wish I wrote it down. I don't even know why I'm telling you guys, because I'm just going to tell you and then I don't know what it is unless it comes back. There was a song that I was hearing as I was shuffling. It was stuck in my head. That's gone now. And now I'm hearing another song, which I think is called Heaven Inside. If it comes back, I'll put it in your channeled songs in there in the description box, okay? If it's not in there, then oops. Sorry. What is the advice for okay, so the same lyrics are coming back too, but it's something about I want to walk myself like a dog without a leash. Now I'm barking at a stranger. I'm biting at their knees. Ooh, I don't know what that's about. Oh, thank you, Spirit. It's by a band called Mannequin Pussy, and it's called, I know their name's hilarious, Heaven Inside, I think, or Heaven I Know. Just search that in Heaven, and then you'll find the song. For those of you that feel called to do it, of course. If you don't really care about that, then just ignore that. All right, Spirit, what is the advice here for? Thank you. Ooh, originate 700. Or 7 o'clock on the dot. Okay, so it says, your thoughts create your reality. There is bravery in wanting something in life. It can lead to disappointment, but your angels want you to take that chance. What is it that you want? They are sending energy to you, so as to manifest your desires in your life. Your work today is to want something. Write a closely held desire on a piece of paper and put the paper somewhere safe, such as in a bedside drawer. I love this because, you know, through the disappointments in life, sometimes we can get discouraged and we can forget, we forget the bigger picture. We forget that, oh wait, the things that I do want actually does exist. Maybe it didn't work out with this person, or maybe I'm not getting it right here, or I'm not getting what I need from right here, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to get it. This is such a great reminder for that. This is such a great reminder of like, oh wait, I can have that. And I want to say too, this what is wrong with me, guys? What is going on here? Reformation of thoughts is a part of this process as well too, and this does represent deep transformation. And so we have this kind of, again, synchronicity of like, okay, you know, switching that mindset to, well, it actually is working out for me. It's just kind of like a reminder. Again, I think that you're somebody who's already like very spiritually advanced. And I think that, I don't think I'm really telling you any like new information here. I think that I'm reminding you. Sometimes we do need reminders though, to keep those thoughts aligned. And it's not saying that you'll never have a negative thought. And it's not saying that you can't feel the way that you feel. All of those things, you know, hold their own space. They have their own place, right? But when it comes to what you want, maybe this situation is a prime example of showing you what you do need from another person, or it's showing you what you do want by you experiencing the polar opposite of that, right? And that's kind of sometimes where we find that inspiration of like, okay, well, I want somebody who is available for me. I want somebody who will, you know, that is emotionally intelligent, that is honest and upfront, and you know, gives me reassurance in anything, like anything that you feel like you've been lacking. This is definitely a sign of like, you can have that, you deserve that, and use that as the prime example, you know. That's beautiful. Oh, and then we have trusted universe, step into the unknown. Oh, I do like that. The universe has an abundance of opportunities for you, but you have to step into the unknown to receive it. Your angels support you and remind you not to let fear hold you back from growth. Stand in front of a mirror and repeat to yourself, I can handle anything that comes my way with confidence and grace, period. Do this until it feels natural. Yeah, even if it takes days, weeks, or months, or things like that. Definitely, I would definitely do that too. Mirror work is something that is really powerful as well. But I also just feel like this is, again, that reminder of that there's an abundance, and the unknown is what holds that. And so sometimes we don't even realize that we're holding on to situations that aren't serving us out of fear, because our ego or our conscious mind doesn't, even sometimes, you know, our programmed subconscious mind doesn't believe that that exists because we haven't experienced it yet. But just because you haven't experienced something doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. And sometimes we have to find it. And then we have 1, 2, 3, which 1, 2, 3 could be a significant angel number for you guys as well. Or 777. And maybe even 893. Or it could be correlating to something, like maybe like a phone number for some of you too. Interesting. But 1, 2, 3 stepping stone. You are on your way. You are on a distinct path and are well on your way to your goals. Pay attention to the details, as each choice you make presents a small part of the big picture. The little things matter. Take a moment right now to close your eyes and visualize a path in front of you, leading you to your heart's desires. Again, this kind of wraps right back around to your desires, what it is that you want. And I love that the first card was just basically like, the only work that you have is to just want something, want better for yourself, want something different, write it down, which I actually love that. And then this is about you already kind of on the way, which we were seeing in that energy that I was like, you are where you need to be, and it's seemingly like you are doing the things that you need to be doing, even if that is nothing. Ironically, sometimes doing nothing is what we need to be doing sometimes too, and just listening to ourselves, being with ourselves, letting go of control, all of these things. Okay, any more advice? Love this. I think, again, we all need this reminder as well. Don't believe your crappy thoughts. Your mind can lie to you, which does correlate with your thoughts create your reality. You know, you don't have to believe those bad ones. And it's not like you're gonna, like, don't be fearful of it and resist it, because sometimes that makes it worse. It's just like, you decide, you're the captain of what you decide to give yourself, give energy to, give your energy to. So it could be really easy to fall into that loop of like giving energy to the crappy thoughts, to, oh, that's never going to happen, or focusing on something that isn't really doing you justice or isn't really doing you good, right? And just remember that with that awareness, you can redirect it to the opposite side, because there always is another end of the spectrum, the opposite side of the spectrum. It's always there. And yeah, don't believe every crappy thought you have. Sorry, I was like, wait, we're still on this. Do not believe every thought that you have. Sometimes, especially with my intuitive peeps, it can be, and to my people that are right a lot of the time. And I don't mean that in like a haha, like, oh, I'm always right. It could really happen. Like, it can be kind of difficult to not believe the negative thoughts when you are a lot of the time right. But that's still not true, because you are the creator, because you decide what's right for you, right? And opening up your mind to all these different possibilities can also, you know, redirect that. So it's like, not that you're not right, but it's like, that's not right for you, if that makes sense. Like, kind of doing a 180 on it. I don't know if that makes sense to some of you, you know? Okay, let's get one more. Ooh, reach out first. Check on a loved one. Let them know you care. Ooh, what's that about? Oh, and then we have stop trying to control everything. You're being way too uptight. Let things work themselves out. Why does this reach out first? This could be you just taking charge and taking the next steps of your life. This could be to your loved ones as well. Or it could be, you know, I would say that it could be to this person, but I don't know if you should. With this energy that they're in, I don't think that that's advice. And then it says, watch your mouth. Be careful what you put into your body. Honor yourself. I want to get a tarot card for this. Wait, do I have the tarot here? I have this one. I have the deck you chose. Just to make sure, because I don't want... For some of you, this could be something very specific as well. Like, this could be like your family or loved one as well. Just, you know, being the one that kind of takes the lead. The Eight of Swords. Clarify this reach out first. From a lovely pile one spirit. Let's get the real deal for them. Hey, hey, hey. That was a lot. We have the Six of Pearls on the back, which is the Six of Pentacles. Love those who love you is what I just heard right now as well. Blueprint. The creation of something new, never before seen. Divine guidance to follow your heart. Oh, shit. And then we have the Ten of Cups. Soul connections, prosperity, prevailing against all odds, and hesitancy, imbalance with the Two of Swords. You know, the crazy thing is that I do think that this is like taking the next steps. Like, it kind of feels like whatever it is that you truly want your heart to do, regardless of like whether that's like doing something differently, reaching out to a specific person, or like, for some reason I'm hearing like getting back out there too. Like, if that would be like, if you're open to like dating sites or things like that, it kind of feels like there's something here about taking the next steps. And then the fact that it is a blueprint here, and it says the creation of something new and never before seen, that is about stepping out into the unknown. And the 10 of Cups is like that, all those possibilities, all that those beautiful things that you truly want. But it does start with your decisions. And if you decide to do these things out of love, or if you want answers, or if you need clarity or anything like that, yeah, don't be afraid to take control of your life and do what it is that you want to do, regardless of what anyone says. If you're following your heart, then you're going to be led in the right direction, even if it feels like something that is a little scary, or if it just feels like you need answers, or you want to know, or you want to do. Ultimately, it's your life. And I think that with the reach out first, it's like you are the boss. You are in control. You don't have to wait for other people to act. You don't have to wait for anyone else to say anything, anyone to give you permission or anything like that. Like you are the one, the blueprint. That's such a beautiful card to come out here, okay? And then with the watch your mouth, it's like in balance, you know? And this could also be, it says be careful what you put in your body. This could also be about media. This could be about food. Make sure, you know, that it's aligned and it's good for you as well. Like, do what you feel like you need to do, but make sure that it's good for you. Okay, I do feel like that was very aligned now, and I do feel like we did get the clarity on that. So I am glad, because that was bugging me. Oh my goodness, that was freaking bugging me. But now it feels good. And then with that too, stop trying to control everything is just the natural essence of what's happening here. Like, that's where you are being pushed to. Didn't we say that that was like one of your main lessons here too? So that's it, guys. How long has this been? Oh my gosh, this is longer than normal. Well, if you guys are still here, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here and staying with me. I actually do really love that, and I do really appreciate you guys for that. So thank you to those who like the videos as well, and comment and subscribe and all of that stuff. Sorry that this was kind of a long one. If you guys, I wasn't even expecting that too, but hey, who am I to stop the flow? The messages come out and I just yap all about them, okay? That's all I do. So with that being said, sometimes it doesn't always go the way that we planned. And that could also be a metaphor to your life. Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry, I'm done. I gotta go. Thank you for being here. I love you guys. I hope you guys are in the next one too. If you're not subscribed, you could do that now if you want, so you don't miss out. And hopefully I will see you there. Bye. Hi Pile 2, welcome to your reading. If you chose the green onyx, or if you chose the Secret of the Ancestors deck, either way, however you got here, welcome. So today we are looking at you and them, the overall energy between you two, the overall energy of you, the overall energy of them, and we're going to be seeing what's going on here. So we're going to get a big look, kind of like an aerial view is what this is meant to do. And this reading is also meant to bring you a clarity on your situation, okay? Another thing I want to address before we start is I want to show you what actually all of this is on this table, so you're in the loop. You know what we're doing, you know what we're looking at. So this side right here is going to be your overall energy towards them and towards the connection. This is going to be their overall energy, and in the middle we have the overall energy of the connection, and then we have the overall energy between you, like mutual energy. And with that being said, you obviously are supposed to be resonating with this side, the you side. So if it does not resonate, and you don't resonate with this side either, or you don't really see yourself or this situation in any of this, then this just means that it's not your reading. You're more than welcome to pick another pile, or pick another reading, or another reader, or you could even decide to not watch reading and go do whatever you want to do, okay? Basically, you're in control of whatever it is, okay? But if it's not resonating for you, you don't need to sit here and make it fit. Just take what resonates and leave the rest for somebody else. Now, on that note too, that reminds me that this is a general reading too. So maybe not every specific detail may resonate with you, and that's okay. You'll know what resonates for you and what's meant for you and what's not by how it makes you feel. If it makes you feel like you've never heard that before, or if it makes you feel like really confused, like that doesn't sound right, then just know that that's your intuition, or that's just a sign that it's not for you, and that's okay. Another note that I would like to tell you guys as well is that these Readings are meant to have a lot of information. Sometimes it can go a little fast, or sometimes it can be like an information overload. So if you feel called to, or you're able to maybe like grab a notebook or a pen or a piece of paper and jot down the things that stick out the most for you, or just write whatever you want to write, that I would say do that if you can. If not, just roll with it here too. You don't have to. That's just for those of you that feel like that would be better. But I'm going to leave that up to you. Okay. Another thing I was going to say, what else was I going to say before we start? I want to get it all out here. Oh, if you see yourself in both, like if you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know which one I am. You're saying that I'm this one, but I relate to this one. Hey, that's just mirroring. That is something that's very, very common and a lot of connections. So that's, as long as it resonates, it's good that it's still resonating, you know, whether it's just from this side or it's both, or even if you resonate with the them side and you don't really resonate with the you side, that's okay too. I would just, if you feel more comfortable, check out another pile, because you may find yourself in the you side and the them side, because I have noticed in collective readings that both collectives of you and them can come through in different piles. Okay. I don't mean to confuse you anymore. Let's just get into it, and then you'll decide on what to do after that. Okay. I told you sometimes it can be like a little bombard of information. Okay. Sorry. Apologize. So let's get into it. I want to see the information that we have here. So we're going to start with revealing the cards for you. So for you, we have the King of Swords. We also have the Loner, this is the number 9, and it's isolation and introspection, so this is the Hermit as well. We also have Endurance. We have the Last Hurrah. And the Gardener. Ooh, so we have, well, this is the number 30, but we have the Roman numerals XXX and XX. Interesting. So lots of X's or 10s. Okay. Moving along to them, their cards. We have the Shaman, which says trust the path, this is the number 5, and this is also a correlation to the Hierophant in the tarot. We have the Two of Swords. And we have Blueprint, which is like an extra card in this tarot deck. It says the creation of something new, never before seen, divine guidance to follow your heart. We also have Defeat. And we have Death, which I had to cover. This had some nudity on there, so if you're wondering what that is, I had to cover that. Oh, so we have 2 5s here as well, too. So we have 555, 555 could be significant. And then the overall energy of the connection, another 5. So we do have 555. We have attachment here. And for the energy between you two, so like the coinciding or similar energies, we have Goddess of the Moon. Ooh. Okay. So let's start with you. I want to start with you. It does feel like, you know, you guys have really been taking the time out for yourself. The loner isn't an insult. I'm a loner myself, and we have to go through, you know, hermit phases. Those are actually very vital and very important to our journey, especially if you are somebody who considers yourself to be very spiritual. This is where we quite literally find a lot of the information, or we find out truths about ourselves, or we find out experiences that we want to experience, or we find out what we want to do with our lives. Like, these are very, very pivotal and important parts of the journey. So it feels like you are definitely in that right now. It does feel like this is a good energy. Like it feels like you've been taking care of yourself with the Gardener. Like, you just want what's best for you. And with the King of Swords here, it does feel like too, You've been really just, when it comes to this situation, you've been really trying and just really wanting to keep your wits about you. Like, you don't want to go overboard. You don't want to get too sucked into it. You don't want to be like delusional. You want to make sure that you have the facts. You want to make sure you got your head on straight and you're doing what's right, not only for you, but for, you know, whether that's this person or the people around you. Like, I feel like you don't want to overstep, but you don't want to, it's like you just want to stay aligned and you want to stay in the energy of knowing too, which is really good, because I think that that could stem from maybe like in the past, getting a little ahead of yourself or feeling things that maybe led you to believe something differently. So it just feels like you have a lot of wisdom here. It feels like you have strength here too with this King of Swords. And oh, it even says strength on there. I love that. I love when it coincides and synchronizes to the messages. And also too, I'm not sure what kind of bird this is. Normally I would say a hawk, but it looks differently. I'm sure I can find it in the guidebook. I'm sure it says, or for those of you that probably know what kind of bird this is. But the fact that it's just a bird in general, it kind of makes me think of like higher perspective as well. Like, you're actually also trying to zoom out of just maybe your feelings within this and kind of look at a more intellectual, not necessarily a detached like version, but it kind of feels like you're not letting your feelings dictate your actions right now. And you could be in a very spiritual energy too. Like, I always associate birds with spirit, all different kinds, even though they have different meanings, and just getting a higher perspective, which I think is really cool and it's admirable. Now, another thing here too with the endurance though, is that you kind of being in this energy, you're being by yourself or doing this little soul searching or whatever this hermit energy is, you know, guiding you to do. It does kind of validate that it has not been easy, and maybe the road on this journey for you has been a little daunting and maybe a little long, which is definitely understandable. I do believe that the last hurrah is also here as well to remind you that it's not going to be this way forever, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and there is a sense of relief that is actually coming to you, or maybe some of you have kind of been experiencing already. And it does feel like you are just doing the right thing that's best for you. With the gardener here, you're watering your own garden, you're focusing on yourself, you're doing things for you, and this is exactly the thing that you need to be doing. Now, it's natural and valid to still feel attachments to somebody else, especially because we have attachments here, and I think this is coming from both sides, so it's nothing that's weird or new or anything like that. It does feel like with the endurance too, it kind of has taken some strength for you to stay in this energy. Like, you still kind of have a want and desire to know what's going on with them, to see the situation, to focus on that too, and that's okay. Like, that's normal. And it kind of does feel too like with the endurance and the last hurrah, like, you would be willing to kind of see where this goes. Like, you are somebody who's definitely in a situation for the long run too. Like, you're not one to just easily give up and walk away unless you have to, unless there's things that have been shown to you and you need to. And so it kind of feels like you are somebody who, it's like for anyone and everyone around you, maybe even this person too, like, you're willing to go the extra mile and you're willing to walk through the fire, and you're also willing to do that for yourself too. But it shows that it's hard to almost put into words. It shows that you have a certain depth about you that I think is very refreshing, especially to this person in relationships. There's something about you that is just different. And I do think that that you are somebody who is very wise as well. And I actually would say that for both, but we'll talk about this person in a second on that, because I was going to say the shaman here with the trust the path, it does represent this person as wise in certain things and in their own sense, but I think that they question themselves and their choices a lot too. But yeah, I just love that, you know, you've been really embracing this energy, even though like you may have days where it's not like perfect, or you have days where it does kind of suck, or you have days where it feels like harder. and days where it feels easier. Spirit just wants you to know that you're exactly where you need to be and you are doing the right things, okay? And you are seen and you are supported if that is something that you've been not feeling lately, for sure. And I do think too, I'm really drawn to the cactus here as well. So maybe you've been in this kind of, this dry spell, so to speak. That could be like the literal definition of it for you, but it doesn't have to be. It could just feel like you've been wanting more, like you've been craving more, whether that's something else in this journey or something of substance or a connection to where you feel like is aligned for you, where the person understands you and you've just been wanting something, or maybe this person you've been wanting. And I feel like with the last hurrah, it's like I said, a sense of relief of like those things are coming to you. Again, like the path and the journey may seem long and daunting, but it's not. Change is always something that is coming regardless. And that's something that you can always bank on, right? Change is inevitable. Change is a constant. So, and I think that you're also, whether you are aware of this or not, some of you may be aware of this and some of you may not be aware of this. You are also, it feels like you are preparing for something. Like you're preparing to get out of this hermit phase, or you're preparing to step into a new version of yourself, or to a new experience, or maybe step out into the world and be seen differently. So that could also be like why you've been in this energy of like kind of cleansing yourself of other people's energy, coming back into your own energy, like remembering who you are, knowing yourself. You could also be working on yourself in many different ways, like your money, your finances, your life, your reality. It could even be your physical vessel, all of these things. If it feels like you are like, you've been kind of put in a place by the universe to accumulate this, to work on this, it's for divine reasons too, okay? Like I said, some of you may be aware of it, or this is news to you. I'm telling you now. All right, and let's move on to them. I think that, again, like I said, I double down on that this person does have like a lot of wisdom, usually, whether that's intuitively or just in general, or they could be very smart. It doesn't really matter. It does feel like this person is, when it comes to you, it feels like they don't feel that confident, so to speak, in their own wisdom. Another thing too here with the Two of Swords and this blueprint, the blueprint representing like really following your heart but not really knowing what it's going to be. I think that's where this hesitation comes from. I think this person has urges about you. I think this person feels pulls towards you. They have their own sense of desire, or maybe you want to do something about it, because the blueprint is kind of like our plan, right? Or the blueprint, especially it says the creation of something new, never before seen, like they want to do something differently here. And it kind of feels like that's where they're being pulled to, like their heart wants something different when it comes to this situation, or they need to do something differently, or maybe do something at all, right? Do something in general, or step up, or start over, or do, you know, just whatever it is that they're feeling pulled towards. And then we have that overthinking. Then we have that Two of Swords, which is like, well, I don't really know if that's right. I don't know if I can trust myself. I don't know if I can follow this heart, or they don't even know if it's their heart sometimes. They just think it's like something that they want to do, and they may think that sometimes they're wrong. This person could also be seeking guidance about you, or seeking guidance about the situation with this Hierophant energy too. Like they may want to know what to do, so they could be asking friends, family, they could be watching readings, or whatever it is that you would see them doing in regards to this. And so it does look like they are seeking answers, whether that is from within too. They're seeking answers and they're wanting to know, especially with the Death card here too. I think this person is kind of going through their own little inner transformation. That could be that this person is trying to let go of this situation as well. Like if you and this person are in a separation, or there was an ending, they're trying to accept or let go, even though we can see that it's not that easy. And with the Defeated here, I think that this person thinks about this situation as well. And I think that when it comes to this, if it doesn't seem to be working out the way that they planned, or it doesn't seem to be what they want it to be, or showing up in their reality that way at this current time, and they do kind of tend to overthink, and it kind of makes them, I was going to say spiral, which is funny because there's a spiral right here. And so with that being said, I think that they are a little confused when it comes to you, which is so interesting because what connects you guys is the intuition. Like you guys are connected by the goddess of the moon, which is the high priestess technically in this deck. And so there are a lot of like intuitive, and I think that's why you guys honestly are both coming up in spiritual energies, like the Hierophant or the shaman and the loner, the Hierophant and the hermit. I do think that is like a sign too that there's like underlining truth that you guys know or feel about each other, and you guys could be very connected on an intuitive level, almost maybe like a telepathy type of sense, or you kind of just have like an inner knowing about what each other is thinking or going through, or maybe like when you are together you just know how they're feeling, but maybe if someone's like hiding it, the other person will question themselves, and vice versa. But at the end of the day, there's like this inner sense of knowing, and I think there's a sense of wanting to connect spiritually, mentally, physically. There's a sense of wanting to connect from both of you guys to each other, and that's why kind of like where this attachment I think is coming from as well too. The thing that was sticking out to me, which I didn't even see at first because the card's very dark, but with the second I flipped it over, there's a chain here, and this person is chained. And so it just feels like both of you guys still feel very attached to this connection. Like maybe it feels, whether the connection itself feels stuck, or it just feels like the more you guys pull away or try to let go, it's just not happening. Like there's still this sense of like feeling like stuck on each other, or still feeling attached. Now, a lot of the times the attachment card can come in kind of like a negative light, like negative attachments, or so that could also be that some of the challenges that you and this person may face in this connection are attachments towards past pains, past hurts, and that could be something that's kind of coming up here for you and this person to work through, whether that be together or on your own, you know. And it's something that is worth being faced. And we have 555 coming through, which can represent challenges and stuff, but it also represents changes. And 5, I feel like, especially it being the Hierophant, 5 is a very spiritual number. And so it kind of feels like there's a lot of lessons as well that you and this person are going through, whether it's learning about yourself, learning about each other, or just the relationship in general. I also feel called to, which I don't think I did in the other pile, do some zodiac signs here. The King of Swords can represent an air sign. So we have the ones that come up first are Libra, then we have Aquarius, and then Gemini. We also have Taurus with the Hierophant, and we also have Virgo with the Hermit. And I do think that there is a lot of mirroring going on right here too, because I keep wanting to call this one the Hierophant, and I want to keep calling this one the Hermit. So I think that there is kind of mirroring here as well. Oh, and I didn't even think about it too. Death could represent Scorpio energy too. So those signs don't have to resonate, but they could just be confirmation for some of you as well. Let me see, before we move on to the next one, is there anything else I want to say? So with this person, I think one of the things that they kind of question, and they don't necessarily tend to do, is question their own power and their own ability to create. Like, I think this person doesn't get the full impact of like what their actions could do to you and to this connection. So that could also be like an unawareness to things that they either do or don't do and how it affects you. And also it's in a sense of like personal power. Like if this person were to decide to do something, the path would reveal. So like say they decided to work something out with you, or to have a conversation with you, or to do something, just do something differently that would create a different path. I think that this person doesn't necessarily know the impact of their actions in that sense. While you, on the other hand, seem to be in a more receptive energy coming from this. I think it's more of like you're kind of watching, you're observing, you're trying to figure out what is best for you, if you should do anything, if you should just stay, you know. It feels like you're kind of inner, and this person's trying to decide what to do externally, if that makes sense. Another thing with this person as well too is like, again, with the decisions, kind of funny that we were just talking about that, because with the blueprint as well, there's like an opening, right? And it kind of reminds me of like a portal here. So it's like creating something and stepping through, like taking that necessary action and doing something and stepping through that little portal and that energy and allowing things to unfold, but like kind of taking, it's like, it would be like this person kind of taking their power back too, like, and being the creator here instead of letting things just kind of happen on their own. I think that there's like a need to take charge, or whether it's a desire to take charge, but there's also a hesitancy there too. And you may be even sensing that as well. And so that could, you know, manifest for you as like, well, are they? Or like you could be getting mixed messages from them, or like even like you could be watching different readings and like maybe like someday the energy is this, someday the energy is that, and you could be like, is that the reader, or is it me, or is it them? I think I'm here to kind of tell you that I think it is them if they're switching sides, because the tarot usually picks up the current energy, right, and stuff. And so it is subject to change, and it changes based on our decisions. And I do think that with this intuitive energy that is connecting both of you guys, it feels like you guys are still a lot more connected than it may even seem as well. Some of you may even have dreams about each other as well, or just get insights too. Okay, let's move on to the channeled message part. So we're going to get channeled messages from them. We're going to put that one. I want to get this one first. So Spirit, what are some messages from this person to my pile 2? What are some channeled messages from them to pile 2? We have, I love your touch, your laugh, your scent. That kind of makes me think that you're stuck, like this, you are stuck on this person's mind a lot. Like there's a lot of things about you that stick out to this person. And it kind of does, it's a lot of it is in a physical sense too, right? Like these are physical senses, like touching, hearing, smelling. I'm so frustrated. I can't understand why we can't be together right now. And we were picking up too what this defeat, this frustration, right? Like kind of this overanalyzing, overthinking. And I think that's why this person is seeking guidance about the situation and about you. Some channeled messages. What is this one? We have, I dislike you right now. They could just be upset with like the circumstances as well. Like this one comes out, or it has come out a lot. And trust me, there's like way worse ones in here too. Like there's like ones that like literally say like, I hate you, or I don't love you, or I don't want to be with you. This just feels like this is kind of a part of that frustration, if that makes sense, of like maybe just like the circumstances, and they're just like, I don't like the way this is going. Or for example too, like if you reacted in a way that, even if it was something that you feel you had to do, right, like you may have went in this hermit mode, or you may have kind of pulled away or separated yourself, for example, and like that was because you had to, they still would be like, they're still like frustrated about that, if that makes sense, even though they could probably clearly see what was happening. It's still like, they're like, don't like that. So we have, I am emotionally unavailable, which makes me think too, intuitively, I'm picking up that this person, especially when it comes to you, they have a hard time being vulnerable. They have a hard time being emotionally vulnerable, coming out, saying how they feel, addressing certain issues. I like to always say too, like someone that's emotionally unavailable doesn't mean that they don't see. It doesn't mean, actually, it's so funny. Spirit just kind of reminded me of that too, of something that's kind of ironic, that a lot of times the people that are emotionally unavailable are the biggest yearners. Like they'll yearn for like a person, or they'll yearn for an experience, or they'll yearn for love. But yet when it's presented to them, it's something that they're not quite able to show up as like fully in the experience. So it doesn't mean that they don't want to, or they can't, or they don't feel. It's about the act of like showing up for you in that way, or being emotionally vulnerable. Like I said it already, you get what I'm saying. And there could be times too, is what I'm hearing, that this person, they become emotionally available at times when they get either overwhelmed or they get triggered. So it doesn't have to be like 100% they're like this all the time. They get certain things, whether it's intensity or, like I said, it's something that triggers them. And that could be a defense mechanism as well. Okay, let's get like 1 or 2 more of these cards and then we'll get to the other one. What are some channeled messages from this person? So we have, I am or I was unfaithful to you. Oh, I just saw I don't deserve you underneath that too. Hey, is that one flipped up? What is that? This one flipped up. We have, I find you so beautiful. Kind of stuck on this one now too. For some of you, that could just be something that had happened or something that had transpired between you two as well. Also, if this is something that you are like completely unaware of, or like that would be like soul crushing or news to you, like I said, it could just be for somebody else too. So I'm not trying to like ruin someone's day unless you know that this is for you. This I am or I was unfaithful to you, unless you know that that's for you, then it's for you, okay? I just saw the one that says I'm coming back to you too. Interesting. Okay, let's get one more. I think I said 2 more, but we're gonna do 1 more of this deck. Oh, and that one come out too, the one that I said as well. I don't deserve you. Oh, look, confirmation, guys. I've been asking around about you. This person has been like seeking advice and seeking guidance about what to do with this situation and about what to do with you. Okay, what are some more channeled messages from this person? Spirit, share my pile too. I think you're the one. I just heard that quote too. I think it's from a Jhené Aiko song, but where he's like, well, it's not her, but in the song, someone's like, all those other people, they're 2s and 3s. You're the one. I blamed you for things that I did, which is interesting because I did see when we were shuffling in there, I did see like it kind of peeked out of like it was on this deck, but it was this saying you were unfaithful, or no, I'm sorry, it said you were not loyal, which was just this deck's opposite version of the I am unfaithful to you. So that could have been a little projection, or like if this person was very fearful of that, you know, it's because if they can do it, they probably think that you could do it too, if that is the situation here at hand. And it also maybe like if you guys weren't even in like a relationship, for some of you, depending on the severity, they could have just entertained other people and it could have caused like a rift as well, just depending on the situation. As like too, like it kind of feels like the way that this person or wants you right now, that they may have not been in that energy, or they may not have realized that energy before, and so maybe they like weren't like all about you, and now there's like maybe a sense of regret, or maybe like a sense of like worry if like they made the wrong decisions. I'm kind of just depending. Oh yeah, look, I've never felt this strongly about anyone before. You are my soulmate. Oh, these are all coming out. I don't think we're going to get all of them, but the one is like, I want you to make the first move. That could also be like the hesitancy. And then we'll pull the bottom of the deck. We have, I'm obsessed with you and I want to look good for you is now underneath there. I feel like we should pull, oh no, Wow, just one little thing just ruined the whole thing, huh? Oh well, it'll be ugly, guys. I don't know. I'm not gonna fix this whole thing. But I was gonna say, I did want to say, I wanted to pull this. I've been asking about you. Okay. So with that being said, that is the channeled messages for them, and that is the energy of you and the energy of them portion. If anything else obviously comes up, we will speak on it, but now we're going to be shifting over to your advice to see what Spirit wants you to know, or just what you need to hear, that kind of stuff. I have 2 decks here for you. And then the deck after this is one that I used in earlier readings, like I want to say like a year ago for a while. It's tried and true, and I love when I rediscover like old decks again, and I'm like, oh yeah, I loved those messages. So it's back. Not this one though, the next one. And for OG subscribers, you'll know when you see it. Okay. So 413 is the angel number, and the card is financial freedom. So it says, take back your control. There is a need for you to look at your finances and get them in order. Organizing, understanding, and budgeting your money are all actions that create pathways to more financial abundance in the future. Reflect on an area of your life that does not support your financial freedom. Spend 20 minutes today digging deeper into this financial predicament that you've been ignoring. Ooh, so Spirit's coming through to say, like, right now, like, your finances or whatever, or it could be like your career or just the decisions that you've been making around finances are definitely what needs your focus. And so if this situation or like things like that have been distracting you or draining you, or even if it's draining your energy so you can't be like your full self, and you know, it could affect your finances. And so Spirit is saying, you know, that is something that's very important as well. Also, with a sense of financial freedom is a sense of like freedom of like, you don't need anyone or anything, right? And so with that being said, I think that this is attached to that hermit energy that we saw you in, and that gardening energy that we saw you in too, is like focusing on those things and like uplifting your life is for a divine reason right now. And it's, I want to say too, it's funny, the messages that are coming through is like basically the quote that I keep hearing is, ain't nobody can tell me shit. So basically it's like, when you got your own thing, you got your own money, whether that's your own place or whatever it is, no one can tell you nothing. And the only people that you're going to let in are people that either are at your level or higher. And so I think that you are leveling up, and we were sensing that you are in this energy of working on yourself and other areas of your life for divine reason. There's a divine reason for this as well too, and it is tied to your future, okay? And Spirit wants to say too, or the message is as well, as like to not let other things distract you from what you have going on as well. And we have 777, face fear. Trust the divine. Your angels are asking you to release the fear of the unknown, trust the universe, and give up your control over what's going to happen next. They're telling you not to fear the future, but rather to embrace it. The faith that it's all in your best interest. It is perfect in design, brought to you by your most trusted guides. Go into an easy sitting position with your hands upturned on your knees for a few moments as you honor your faith in the future. Oh, we were just talking about the future too as well. And that's really cool that you guys there's so many numbers in here too. And so you guys actually did get the 777. And with that being said, that actually, the 777 is a very spiritual number, and it does represent wisdom as well. And I always associate the 777 with Archangel Michael. It's just something that I've always done. I really don't know why. I can't even remember why or what started that, but it's something, and it's funny because it's face fear. And when I am feeling very fearful, I do like to call on Archangel Michael. I feel like he is really, really good at protecting and giving a sense of ease. So this kind of makes me think too that like whatever it is that you're facing, the fears, it's kind of coming from within as well, and you definitely are being guided for divine reasons to overcome that, even if it's the fear of like letting go, or the fear is you being without a person, or the fear could be in regards to your finances too. Like these are all kind of pinpoints. Sometimes the fears are the pinpoints. They're like the little highlights of actually what we should be diving a little bit deeper into, even though our natural urge is to resist and to avoid, right? And so with that being said, I do think that Archangel Michael is coming up to remind you that you are divinely protected in that sense, and you really don't have that much to fear, and just embracing this energy is going to be very helpful too. So anything that you're fearful of, anything that you're trying to avoid, it could be like letting go of a situation, a person, or like I said, there could be some things in the finances or your life in general, or multiple things, you know, that are coming up for you, that your first reaction is to say like, is to either latch on or is to avoid, or whatever it is due to this. Your spirit's saying that you have the strength and the ability to face this, and there's actually something worth it on the other side. Like, again, divine reason. There's a reason for this, and so you have to kind of face it to get through it, to see what this is, whether that's the success or the new thing or the thing you've always wanted, you know? It's on the other side of this, is what I'm hearing. Befriend fear. Because we're just talking about this. I just went on, thanks guys, I literally just went on a whole rant about fear. And about how like embracing that's so funny. So 227 is the number now. So you are stronger than your fears. Fear is not an indication of success or failure. It just exists within you. Your angel's message is this: as you manifest your goals and dreams, consider where fear creeps in and limits you. It's not going anywhere, so it's time to make friend with your fear. Reflect presently on how your fear could become a friend instead of a foe. I love that too. Now I see why that came out, because that was kind of just like an addition. And underneath here we have inner acceptance, which receive self-love. The quickest way to find acceptance in your life is to first gift it to yourself. That's like a great method of facing fear as well too. It's like whatever the fear is, whether it's like for example, if you're taking a risk in your career, it would be fear of failure. Like self-acceptance is a great thing to help work through that too, of like knowing that whatever happens, like you're still gonna love yourself and you're still gonna accept yourself. And then also whether it's fear of being seen, fear of being judged, fear of letting go, fear of going without. These are all examples, you know, and they're things that come up in everyone's life too. So another important thing to know is that you're not alone. And something that I've been working on too is, sorry, I got a little excited. Something that I've been working on too is reminding myself as well that our comfort zone, like, you know, which would be like not facing the fears or avoiding them, you know, is, it's an illusion. Like it keeps us safe, but it doesn't help us, at all. Like we really want more, right? We want something different. We want something better. And we have to get out of that comfort zone. Like no miracles, I don't want to say like no miracles, but like nothing changes sometimes when we stay in our comfort zone. Nothing happens if we don't take any risks or if we don't take the next steps. And that's where we want, right? We want something different. We want something better because we know deep down there's something more for us. We know we deserve more. We know we deserve financial freedom. We know we deserve love. We know we deserve all of these things, right? And so if we're staying in this energy of like not doing the things to get there or not letting go of the things to get there, it's like, what are we doing, you know? And that's something that I've been working on too, and also it has been coming up in the collective. All right. So this is the OG deck, guys. For if you know, you know. Right at the bottom though, if you're reading this right now, you are loved, especially when you don't feel it. Love that. Be sensitive. Have more empathy and kindness. Compassion always wins, especially if it's for yourself too. Like, and if you're going through like difficult challenges, like if you're and even right here too, it says at the bottom of the deck, you miss them. Loss is really hard. Big hugs. Like and especially here with the be sensitive too. that reminds me of just like you being that like support system for yourself, or that best friend for yourself, not judging yourself for feeling how you feel, like not judging yourself for feeling sad or missing somebody or wanting someone or wanting something better, you know, or maybe even like not, or maybe even like when you realize sometimes that you hold yourself back, or you hold on to things, or you do things, still having that self-compassion for yourself even in those moments are what's really gonna help too, because there's no need to judge yourself or to beat yourself up, especially and also to define yourself too. Define yourself as like, as the person you were when you were making this decision, or define yourself as somebody who's this way or does that. Like that's just putting yourself in a box, and it limits yourself. Like you are all of these things, right? You're that, and you've done that, and you've been there, and you've done that, and you're gonna go there, and you know, you're not one way of being, you're not one thing. So allow yourself, accept all of yourself, accept all of these things, and try not to box yourself in, because society will do that for you anyways, right? And so you just know who you are, and be who you want to be, and do what you want to do, and love yourself the whole way, and everyone else can do whatever they want to do. That's irrelevant to you. Oh, and then this, I love this as the ending message too, I'm not gonna lie, because it's like after all of that heavy energy, it says lighten up. You don't need to have it all figured out right now. Be in the moment. I love that. That's something that I think we all need a reminder for as well, is that sometimes, you know, we want to know all the answers. We want to know what's coming next. We want to know what it's going to be, who it's going to be, where we're going to go, or if we make a decision, what's going to happen like after that, for our own safety. And Spirit's like, look, this is the journey. This is what it is. Oh, and that reminds me of an experience that I had too the other day. Like I was trying to read the energy of a situation, and I was trying to see what was going to happen next, and I like got an answer, right? And then it wasn't what it was. And like that's like rare that happens before. And so I was like kind of upset about it. I was like, I was lied to, I was deceived, and I was like questioning myself. And then I got a download from Spirit that was like, no, that was on purpose, because we can't give you every single answer every step of the way. You have to make your own decisions and find out things for your own self and experience your own things. Because the thing is that the choice that I wanted to make, I was already wanting to make it and was going to make it anyways. I wanted the reassurance that I was making the right choice, right? And so it was kind of like, well, you were going to do it anyways. And so you just had to figure it out for yourself. And the only reason why I'm saying this to you is because that's what this reminds me of like, sometimes we just have to trust, and we just have to experience it for ourselves, and we have to. I don't make the rules, guys. It's like that. Trust me, I hate it too. But it's true. And so I think with the lightening up about it too is such a good thing to remember, that it's exciting too, that there's new experiences, and there's other things that you have yet to experience. There's people you've yet to meet. There's things, opportunities you've yet to receive. All of this can come too. It's not just about the bad things. So, and being in the moment is the best thing we can do for ourselves and our mental health too, because you guys know already, but the future hasn't happened yet, and the past is no longer, and so both of those things aren't even real. You know, all we have is in this moment. So focusing on what you can control, what you can do, even if it's just like nothing, or even if it's just like doing something fun, or, you know, going and forgetting about everything, whatever it is you want to do, you know, if it's taking a nap, or hanging out with friends, or going for a walk, like those are all being in the moment too. And just do what's best for yourself, and you'll be okay. And you already do that anyways. I could see it in your energy. That's kind of your focus. That's like your thing right now. So I would say just don't hold yourself back, and allow yourself to experience more than what you've currently experienced, and experience things that life has to offer. And that's pretty much it. I am going to leave this reading here. I think that was a very insightful that was a very insightful way to go out. So thank you for being here. Thank you guys for listening and tagging along, especially those of you guys that stick around to the end. I really appreciate you. And thank you to those who like the videos. Thank you to those who comment, subscribe, and share. and just any kind of support for the channel in any way. I'm so grateful for it, whatever it is. And even if you're just a watcher, I appreciate you too, and that's okay. You don't have to comment or say anything, but it would help if you did like a little like. I mean, that's pretty simple. You could just like the video. I'm just saying, okay? But yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next one, so hopefully I'll see you there. Bye. Hi Pile 3, welcome to your reading. If you chose the Celestite Cluster or if you chose the Energy Oracle deck, you are at the right pile. So welcome, welcome. Today we are looking at the overall energy of you and them and the overall energy of the connection, and we are seeing what is going on. It's kind of like an aerial view, so to speak, so we can see from a different perspective of what is actually happening between you and them. Then after that, we're going to be getting some channeled messages from different channeled message decks from them towards you. So hopefully that will bring some answers and clarity to how they're feeling, I guess, their thoughts, feelings, we could say, and just additional information about what's going on with them in particular too, okay? But first, we're going to be looking at you, them, between, around, up, down, all that stuff. Okay, it is probably going to be a little bit on the longer side since we are covering so much, so that's just a fair warning. If you need to save this reading, come back to it later, finish it later, you can do that. It could be, for some of you, a lot of information as well, and I don't want to overload anyone with all this information, so if you feel called to maybe grabbing like a pen or paper or a notebook or pencil, whatever you use to jot down things, highlighted information, things that resonate, things that you want to come back to later, and stuff like that. So that's only if you feel called to, though. You don't have to. Other than that, I would just say sit back, relax, and feast on this wonderful reading that is going to be brought to you today. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm done yapping. I think that's everything. So right here on this side, we have you and your energy. On the opposite side, we have them and their energy. In the middle, we have the overall energy of the connection. And we have the overall energy between you two right here, okay? So let's get into it. We're going to start with you. The first card we have representing you and your overall energy is the Sun. I love that. Beautiful card, too. We have the Sun card. I just heard, I'm coming out. I want the world to know. Okay, the next card we have for you is the Goddess Circle, Wheel of Change, which this is the number 10. And it correlates to the Wheel of Fortune in tarot. Also, if you see any of these, it's just the nudity that is on there, just for YouTube guideline purposes. Got to keep it covered. The next card we have for you, the next card we have for you is the Death card as well. And the next card, or the last card for you, I should say, is the Self-Doubt card. Moving along to their energy and their cards, we're going to start with their tarot because they got 2. We have the 7 of Wands. And we have the Tower. I heard, for some reason, I got to play it cool. As I just tapped into this energy, it said, I got to play it cool. I don't know what that was about, but I guess we'll see. The next card we have for them is the Peacemaker, Persistent Patience here. The number 14, this correlates to Temperance. We have different planets on the back too. I thought this was Jupiter, but it kind of looks like Neptune with the colors here too. But I think, you know what's interesting is this card correlates to Temperance as well in the tarot, which, oh no, I said that, so sorry. I meant to say this card correlates to Sagittarius in the tarot, which their ruler is Jupiter, and this one is the Wheel of Fortune, which is Jupiter too. So and I noticed that, and I was like, because the colors, I was like, is this Neptune or is this Jupiter? Either way, I just realized we got a lot of Jupiter energy. So anyways, moving on. The next card we have for them is the Romance card. And the last card for them is the Influencer. The energy between you two, we have Healer of the Ages in reverse. And the overall energy of the connection, we have the Temple Path in reverse. Okay. So I think I'm going to start with you, but my attention right now is really going towards the temple path in reverse as the overall energy of the connection. This could be in regards to the unknown of like what this connection holds, where it is actually leading you, what next steps to take. What's going to happen. Also, there could be some contemplation. Is this fully aligned? Like, is this where I'm meant to be? Is this where I'm meant to go? What road am I going down? That kind of thing is what's coming to mind with this, which is interesting. It also is the number 12 which is the Hanged Man in tarot, which is all about surrender too. So surrendering to whatever circumstances are at play. In regards to this connection is something that could be very helpful, or something that you guys are actually doing. Like, for some of you, it could feel a bit stuck too. Like you're wondering where it's going. Is it going anywhere? Kind of like a little bit what we were talking about, because the Hanged Man energy can also feel a bit stuck, but also it's kind of like you don't know till you find out energy as well. Interesting. Okay. Now let's move towards you. I love that your first card is the Sun, that you're coming out with a bang with that. That could also be the energy that you're kind of exuding right now. And as I said, like you're coming out with that, I just heard like, I'm coming out. So maybe for some of you, you could be feeling better, or your focus could be optimism, trying to stay optimistic regardless of what's happening or the circumstances. Speaking of that, we have Jupiter, which is the planet of luck, optimism, expansion, things like that too. So I do kind of see a theme here. I feel like with the Death card too, like, what you're really doing is trying to let go of anything that is holding you back. And that could even be like yourself, your circumstances, or you being represented as the Sun. I think too, it's very core in your energy. You just want to be happy. It's more simpler or simplistic than it may seem. Like you're like, I just want to be happy. I want a happy relationship. I want a happy life, and I know what I deserve. And I think that the Wheel of Fortune here, the Wheel of Change, is represented as an essence of surrender too. Like you are aware that there are other forces at play. Speaking of force, you may not be trying to force anything right now. Like you kind of are just wanting to go with the flow and see what's going to happen, see where it goes. I think that this Death energy represents the transformations that you've also been through too. Like it kind of feels like you're no longer trying to hold on or fit or do anything that is going to make you sacrifice your own standards, your own happiness, and things like that. Like it kind of feels like you are in an energy of, I know what I want. If it makes me feel good, then I want to do it. Like I want to experience all the joys of life. I want that relationship. I want that love. It kind of boils down to just how it makes you feel, which I think is really beautiful too. Now the self-doubt card is something that comes naturally too. And I feel like the Sun is the energy that you are exuding. I think you have a tremendous effect on people and even on this person. Like I think that you bring such a light or a sense of warmth, or just maybe a sense of familiarity to the people around you. And with the self-doubt card, I think Spirit's coming through to say that sometimes you don't see yourself as accurately as you are actually being depicted by other people. And again, like that is natural, and it's something that we kind of go through as humans. Like we all have insecurities, we all have things that we would like to work on, and we all have worries and stuff like that. But I think with the Death card mixed in, it's like you're trying to let all of this go and just be. You're trying to be happy. You're trying to be in the moment. You're trying to surrender to the circumstances. The Wheel of Fortune can also represent like you don't really know what's going to happen. You don't know what the future holds, but you are putting your trust in Spirit. You're putting your trust in the universe and faith, and you're saying whatever is going to be is going to be, and whatever is meant to be is going to be right for me. That may not coincide with what I want right now, or it may not coincide with this person, or it may. It's kind of like there's a mystery to this, and you are definitely embracing it, because that's a part of the journey, right? That's a part of the process. And I want to say that I feel like the old you wouldn't have been so gung-ho about this. And I'm also hearing as well that you have good days and you have bad days. And again, that's a natural part of the process too. Like some days you feel confident, some days you feel optimistic about this situation and about you and about yourself, or you're like, even sometimes you're like, oh, well, like what's meant for me is going to come. And then some days you may doubt that too. And again, that we're human. That's what we do. But Spirit really wants you to know that there's something here about you that needs to be seen, and it's in a positive light. Also, you could be working on your self-image too. You could be working on your self-esteem, your self-image, and trusting yourself more. This could be a theme for you, as well as staying optimistic to whatever the future holds, like whatever interests you and intrigues you. Again, with the Sun too, I feel like maybe this person could make you feel really happy, or they could make you feel really good about yourself, or at least they did at some point in time. Like this situation did bring some kind of like energy back into you, or energy back into your life as well, and could make you have, or could have made you feel confident too. Like this person's attention or this person's energy towards you could have made you feel more confident and just feel really, really good about yourself. And Spirit's kind of saying like that's for a reason as well too. That's a part of the experience too, and you're gonna take that and roll with it, because it's a good thing. Like that was important, although it's not always about how other people make you feel or how other people perceive you. It's like there's something like that you needed, some kind of light or energy boost in regards to that situation. Like it was supposed to make you feel good, bring back some sort of confidence, and get some kind of light started or some ball rolling. It's hard to kind of put into words, but for those of you that is resonating for, you'll understand, you'll know. And yeah, it kind of feels like, you know what's so funny is that we're talking about the old you. In this death card, it's depicted as a skeleton, and then the person rising above the ashes. And that does depict the transformation that I think you either are currently going through, and all the transformations that you've been going through. So maybe there's also a need to commend yourself too on how far you've come. I just want to say again, the old you wouldn't have done certain things, or wouldn't be this way. And it's because you are evolving, because you are growing. And again, it's a normal part of the human experience to have doubts and insecurities, and so we all have them. We wouldn't be human without them. But I think you're like, I'm no longer letting this hold me back. And I think you are working on your self-image and trying to see yourself in a better light too, and putting your trust and faith in Spirit. Okay, let's move on to them. The Seven of Wands. I almost said the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Wands in the Tower. This gives me an energy of, it's like, if I could put it into words, this person would be like, I better hold off a little bit. I better stand off, or I better protect myself a little bit, because if I fully surrender to how I want to feel, or if I blindly jump into this situation and I follow these feelings and I follow my heart, that could lead to great disaster, and it could catch me off guard, and I don't like that. I don't like feeling vulnerable like that. But you do make this person feel things. That's why the romance card is here. I'm taking this as like you and this person's energy like meshing, right? And I'm also kind of taking it as almost like the Knight of Cups. Like, I do have feelings. I do want to see where this situation goes. I want to know more, but also with the Seven of Wands in the Tower, I need to be aware, and I need to protect myself a bit, because it could all come crumbling down when I least expect it, which is like the worst thing in the world sometimes to this person or in relationships. Now, having the Temperance card here, or the Peacemaker too, I think that this person may get overwhelmed sometimes by how they feel about this situation, by the intensity of it. It's something that I think this person feels like they need, is to feel peaceful, to feel balanced, to make sure that they're not rushing in too soon or too fast, and they really want to take their time, so to speak, with this situation. But I also feel like there's a lot, especially with this Influencer card, I feel like this person doesn't act on every emotion. They don't express themselves in the way that sometimes they truly feel. They want to look good, they want to come off as good, but they also may struggle sometimes with being 100% authentic because they want to save their face. They don't want to look stupid, or they, you know what I'm saying? They really care. Even if it doesn't seem like it, they really care about how they come off, and they really care about how they're perceived. Sometimes a little too much. Like, I would say maybe sometimes this person needs to step out of that and come back inside. And what I mean by that is that if they're always looking at themselves through the eyes of how other people are looking at them, then they're only shaping themselves and expressing themselves the way they feel like they have to be viewed or would be accepted, rather than how they actually feel, what they actually want to say, and what they actually want to do, which would be coming from the heart. I think this person sometimes, on that note, they could have a shame wound in regard to that as well. But at the same time, I think that they also like to be seen, but it only in a way that they feel is good for them, if that makes sense. But again, I do think that there have been feelings here. There is a connection here and feelings that they do feel for you. And I think that that sun energy radiates off to them. I think that you make them feel really good about themselves too. And I think that you have an effect on them that they really like. And they may even find your energy to be a bit addicting as well too, because that sun energy is just so beautiful. They're like, oh, this person is literally like sunshine in a bottle, and they make me feel really good about myself. And that's kind of where that 7 of Wands comes up, of like, whoa, is this too good to be true? Maybe I need to back up. Maybe I need to protect myself a little bit, because this tower, all this unexpected energy could come through. And for some of you, this could be something that's happening right now. Like, this person there could be some sort of collapse within them or this situation, and they could be kind of going through their own tower moment here as well. And so they could be trying to be strong and maybe trying to protect their peace or trying to stay in a balance, but it's really coming off as a little bit more superficial, if that makes sense. Like, again, not showing too much or saving face. I'm interested to see this person's channeled messages as well too. But I want to talk about the Healer of the Ages in reverse as well, the energy between you guys too. The Healer of the Ages are things that I think are coming up between you two to be healed from within, or to look at from within. So that could be whether that's triggers or old beliefs or old patterns, just anything that kind of, it would get in the way of this situation. And so with that being said, with the Healer of the Ages in reverse, I was going to say something about it. Spirit, what was that message? It kind of feels like there's things left unsaid in the energy between you. Maybe even things left undone. Like, there's something here that's kind of up in the air. And it is like an uncertainty. And it almost feels like something that needs to be talked about, something that needs to be addressed. Like an elephant in the room is what Spirit's saying. And that could just be depending on your situation. I also think, when going back to your energy here too, you may doubt this person's feelings towards you. Like, you may doubt what they say or what they have said. Probably because of what they've shown you or what they are showing you. You could also be in an energy of like, I need a little bit more. I want a little bit more from this person. I do feel, the connection, and I feel the energy between us, but this uncertainty, it makes me doubt them too. So the doubt could also radiate towards them and not just yourself here too. Maybe that's why we have this temple path in reverse. It kind of feels like, where is this going? What is this going to be? What's going to happen? Yeah. Let's get some channeled messages from this person. Oh my gosh, right when I cut the deck, it says, I know I messed up, but I lied to myself about it. They could be like, that could also be like that 7 of Swords too, of like, and that tower moment of just a little bit of resistance for some sort of acceptance here. Let's see. What are some channeled messages from them towards my pile 1? Spirit, please and thank you. I feel like you're cheating on me with somebody else. And then we have I'm scared. Yeah. You know, I think that you're going into this situation more openly and really trying to stay optimistic and work on this. And like, you have had many transformations, and this person just, you've had such an effect on them that simultaneously scares them, and at the same time they don't want to lose it at that either. Oh shoot. And that makes sense with the Tower and the 7 of Wands, right? Of like, okay, hold on, I need to protect myself. This is uncomfortable. This is a lot. I wasn't expecting to feel this way about pile 3. Like, there's feelings there, and now I care about how I'm perceived. I care about what's gonna happen, because I would take something very personal if it did, and I was rejected or I was hurt, which I think is like that influencer too. It's almost as if like they're only acting this way or feeling this way because they have feelings, because it is intense for them. If you were just someone that they didn't care about, they would probably be cool, calm, collected, like nothing matters, or like they would be their authentic self. But because there are these feelings here, they're like very cautious about what they say, what they do, how they come off. They may even limit themselves and hold themselves back, because this peace energy or this peacemaker or persistent patience is like, I don't want to rock the boat, I don't want to tilt it, and I also don't want to feel any less more uncomfortable than I already do. So we have, so far we have, I feel like you're cheating on me with someone else, and then I have I'm scared. Oh, for this one, guys, too, this could also just be like worries or insecurities that this person has coming up for them too. Like, they don't have to 100% believe that, but it's something like, it could be a fear, or it could be a fear stemming from being cheated on in the past. And I'm also hearing from Spirit, it's a fear from them feeling like they're not good enough or not being adequate enough for you. Oh, look, because we have I adore you. That's that sun energy that you just give off. It's so infectious. It is. We have darling, you are perfect. Oh. And I think that that's so cute, that if we were talking about the self-image too, of like, you know, we have these insecurities and they do come up, and this person's like, you're perfect. And so you could be over here like focusing on flaws, like on, like not intentionally, but you could be over here like focusing on things that like you, that are wrong with you. And this person's like, pile 3. It's so funny how like our perception is so sometimes warped, right? And that was kind of what I was picking up on as well, of like, you may not be seeing yourself the way that this person sees you or other people see you. We have I miss you, but I lie to myself. And I just heard I struggle with that. And then look, I'm hiding a secret from you, but it's positive. So it's like, what's really going on with them? Channeled messages from this person. Spirit, let's get one more from this deck, and then we'll do the other one. Okay, that was a lot. We have I don't deserve you here. So there are some feelings of like unworthiness. Yeah, that's too many cards. Bottom of the deck here, though, we have you were created just for me. Past life underneath that. Okay, we're going to switch on to this deck for you. Oh my God, I was like, shut up. Does that, oh my gosh, guys, we literally have, so this person struggles with this. Obviously, this is double down confirmation. It literally says I don't deserve you on both of them. Wow. You know, so this self-doubt could definitely be mirroring too. And that could also be like in the influencer, like energy, like this person could really try to look a certain way, keep a certain image, impress you, and it's coming through as like sometimes a little too much. It's not that it's too much or there's anything wrong with that, of like wanting to impress you, of course, but it's like when it stops you from expressing yourself authentically, when it stops you from saying what you feel need to say, because I think this person judges themselves a little bit too harshly and it causes them to hold back. That's when it's like, okay, doing something. We have, I just want to hear your voice again. This person could really like your voice, or there's just something about your voice or the way that you talk. I heard it could soothe them. It soothes my soul. Spirit, let's get some more channeled messages from this person. Okay, but you didn't have to make it so difficult. It flew there. We have, I think you're the one, which is crazy because I think in this deck there was one that came out, or like it peaked when in that big old stack, and it said I don't know if you're the one, which with this coming out, I think you're the one, and reminded me of that. This person could have doubts as well too, or they could be an overthinker when they have feelings for someone, when it comes to romantic situations, or maybe just you, you know, in general. We have my heart's broken coming out as well. I feel like I'm losing you. Do we want to get one more? Yeah, let's get one more from this. Oh. Where did you even come from? Wow. Bottom of the deck here, we have, I just want to cuddle with you, and you turn me on with everything you do. Very interesting energies, guys. Yeah. I feel like for some of you, you could resonate with both sides. And if you're resonating with both sides in this reading, I do think that that is mirroring. I can see a potential for mirroring going on. Like you could feel that way about this person. They could feel that way about you. And it's just, it's a cute energy though. Like not saying that it's like everything's all cute and fine and dandy, but like this, compared to some of the other readings, this energy is coming through as very wholesome. Yeah. So let's get some advice for you. We're going to use the angel numbers deck to get first messages, and then we're going to use this OG deck that I rediscovered again. I love when I rediscover old decks that I've used and that I really like. And so I think this deck's, the second deck's been used in like so many of these readings already too. So I like how specific it is. It's funny. So what is the advice here for pile 3, Spirit? Oh, dang. That's too many. Again. Whoopsie daisy. I've been feeling very clumsy today too. So the first one we have is 855. This one's coming out like that. We have love abundantly. Donate your time. This is a call to action. The love you have in your heart can be shared with those around you. Where can you demonstrate love to someone who doesn't feel any? Your guides want you to donate some time today to a person or organization that would benefit from the abundance of love you have in your heart. Sign up for a local beach cleanup, reach out to an elderly neighbor, or offer to babysit for someone. Any loving action. This reminds me too of like the love that you put out, the love that you get back. And there's something within you, pile 3, specifically to where you feel, or you will feel very fulfilled by doing things like that, by selfless acts or being of service. And so if you have been feeling like a little empty, or maybe feeling like there's a void, try that. Like, try just being very generous with your love in ways like this, because that's something that it connects you to your true self. It connects you to the universe, and also the universe takes care of those who take care of it. So don't be afraid to give love abundantly, because it does come back to you. And this could also be in regards to like this person or past situations. If you feel like you've given love and it hasn't been received right, or it hasn't been given back, it's not wasted. There are still times where it is going to come back to you. It may come back to you in different forms, and so you may not know that's exactly why that was, but it still does come back to you. And we have limitless love. Love yourself and others freely. Your angels are asking you to practice unconditional love today, not only for others, but for yourself as well. You can only accept as much love from the outside world as you give to yourself. Time to level up the amount you're willing to receive from within. Journal about how you feel and the vulnerability that occurs when you demonstrate unconditional love to yourself and others. Wow, that's a beautiful message too. I think this is something that you've been working on. I think that with that self-doubt and that self-image, that is something that you are currently working on. And so that can just be confirmation for a lot of you too. And that you are growing in that aspect too. So just keep going down that route of giving yourself the love. And if you feel like you need to be kinder to yourself, or you need to be more compassionate to yourself, then do that. And if you feel like you need to express your feelings to the people around you, or you feel like you need to show what's really in your heart to the people around you, maybe even for some of you, this person, depending on the circumstances and the situation, I'll let you, as always, be the judge of that. But, you know, if you feel like you need to do that, that could be something to do as well. Okay, I think these kind of go hand in hand too. So we have 924. These are both 24, so 24 could be significant. But we have 924 and 724, but I do feel like these kind of go together. So let's start with this one. Look fondly on what was. It's okay to look back on the past with a thankful heart. Your angels see that you are letting go of things that once served you well, and they remind you that it's necessary to do so. That's that death card energy too, that's coming through in your energy. I knew it was something really important. Take a few moments now to connect to your angels as you visualize their loving light surrounding you. Send your angels and yourself gratitude as you let go of the past. Kind of feels like you're letting go of restrictions too, whether that's self-inflicted or other people's beliefs or things on the outer too. This feels like as you kind of let go of all of this, you're becoming a different version of yourself, and you're going to feel less restricted in life in general because of that. And then the last one, which I think goes hand in hand, is travel. Experience brings growth. There is an adventure awaiting you, and it's in your highest good to pursue it. In new contexts and environments, your angels will bestow wisdom upon you. Where do you want to go? Plan a trip or adventure, no matter how small, and know that it's never a waste of time to see and experience new things. Even if you can't go on the trip now, make a vision board of a future experience in full living color so you can be reminded of your goal every day. Now, the reason why I feel like the farewell and the travel experience brings growth goes hand in hand together, because it's kind of saying like, yes, the past is the past. You can look fondly on that, but that doesn't dictate what's going to be. That there is still adventures, that there is still things to experience and stuff. And sometimes we forget that that even exists, because, you know, we can't sometimes see into the future all the time, and we can't also imagine things that we haven't experienced. And so with that being said, it's kind of like that reminder of like what was, but that doesn't mean it's what it's gonna be. So and this could be an attitude shift, right? An attitude adjustment towards the future as well, of like, well, yeah, new choices, new experience brings new things. And even if they don't come right away, that doesn't mean that they're not going to come. And also, if you want to look at this experience through fresh eyes too. And I think that was that letting go of old beliefs, or that death energy in your energy too, is that you are shedding that you are quite literally like not trying to let anything hold you back anymore, especially when it comes to your well-being and your happiness, and how you view yourself too. It is really important in regards to this situation, because someone else can view you as quite literally perfect, But if you don't feel good about yourself, you don't feel like lovable, then that has an effect on your day-to-day life, because that's what you're feeling on the inside too, right? And so I think that, yeah, working on that self-image and working on like how you feel, which again, giving yourself grace, of course, because as I'm saying this, you know, I'm even thinking too, like I have bad days where I feel like crap. I feel like, especially, oh my gosh, don't even get me started on hormones. Ugh. And that's kind of cool too, because it's not cool, but like it kind of takes sometimes it's like when I'm in the moment, like when I'm feeling very hormonal, like at certain times, I track my hormones too, so I can kind of see what's going on. And so when I'm in like my luteal phase, dude, it is the worst, right? And it feels so real, and it feels like there's no escape. And I'm like, this is it. This is the end. I'm unlovable. There's nothing good. And then once I get over that, I'm like, oh no, I'm not crazy. That I don't even know that person anymore. That's not me. That was just that hormonal me. Like it's not my fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what it is, but it kind of takes after it passes, it kind of takes, it's like, okay, it's not all my fault. It's nature mixed with this, with that too. So I don't know, that could be a message too for like, maybe for some of you to track that, to know when you are being affected that way too, because it isn't all your fault, and you aren't unlovable, and there aren't all these things that are wrong with you. That's just you're being lied to by your hormones, by your mind, and by moods and things like that. And so with that being said, kind of take a little edge off, take a little responsibility off, and just know that things do pass, just like the cycles that we have, or the wheel of fortune. Like, it is always spinning and it is always moving. Now, that doesn't have to resonate with everyone. It's just also too, like, I guess what I want to say is, like, it's not all like a one-tracked mind. We have good days, we have bad days, we feel really good and confident in some days, and we don't in others. And so just because you don't in some days doesn't mean that's true. You know, it's just a part of the process. You know, you get it. Also, I'm hearing a message too, if you feel called to, like, doing things that make you feel better about yourself, more confident. Like, if you feel like you need a little refresher, like on maybe like a haircut, or maybe if you want to get like, or have like an outfit that you just feel so good in, clothes that you like that make you feel really good. Use those things, those perfumes or those lotions or those aftershaves or whatever it is that you use, those like the nice ones. Like, don't save them for later, save them for now and use them to make you feel good, because that's the point, right? You're meant to feel good when you want to. I was gonna say something else too, but I think that's it. Oh yeah, the possibilities are endless, and I think that you're kind of aware of that too. That's something that you've been focused on as well too, is that optimism of like, okay, whatever's going to happen is going to happen. You're doing a great job. Sometimes we just need little reminders. And if you do feel like you want to physically travel too, like if that's something you've been wanting to do, that could be something meant for you as well. Something very fated too. You never know. You never know. And it is good to get out of the same old too. And that could even just be like traveling to a new restaurant, or going to a new coffee shop, or taking a different route on your walk. Sometimes we underestimate the effects of just changing a little bit of the scenery, and how it can affect our mood and our lives in general too. So just be open to that as well. But other than that, guys, I think I'm going to leave this reading here. I think that's it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. I love you guys. I love you guys, and I love doing these readings for you. I was going to say, especially when you stay till the end, because they be long. I be yapping. But I appreciate you guys so much. I really love doing these readings for you. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. To those who like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that stuff. It means the world to me, and it's just a simple way to show appreciation as well. And yeah, I love reading your guys' comments. I love reading your love, your support, your experiences too, how it resonates, or your situations and what's going on with you. I love all of it. So just thank you so much for doing it. And even if you don't do it, or you don't comment and you're just a silent watcher, I still appreciate you too. Don't forget to give the video a little like though, a little thumbs up. That's very helpful. And that's pretty much it. So hopefully I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.